So let's do a reality check. Most of our adult lives are spent in a workplace environment. And given this, it's essential that people managers and business leaders should develop the right framework in protecting, regenerating, and sustaining our people and planet. Businesses do not have the right to operate if these significant measures are not part of their corporate social responsibility because we are living in borrowed time. In fact, we owe these present times from the future generation. In this segment, it is an honor to have Ms. Agnes De Jesus, the Chief Sustainability Officer of the First Philippine Holdings Corporation, and before her stint there, she was Senior Vice President for Environment and External Relations, and at the same time, the Compliance Officer of the Energy Development Corporation. Her extensive ground experience of more than 20 years covers environmental, social impact, and governance dimensions of energy operations. Because of her comprehensive knowledge, she was selected by an international panel to be part of Asia's top sustainability superwomen honor list in 2018. So this afternoon, she will share with us how they engaged all stakeholders based on the three pillars, namely respect, protect, and remedy. Let's watch this.
Understand the business
There you go.
environment as it informs our mission. Today, we're all experiencing overlapping disruptions. We have had COVID for the past 2 years. COVID caused the financial depression. We have climate change since the 1980s, and nature's collapse is predicted in a few years. Climate change is man's greatest threat, and it leads to lack of materials, water, food, and damaged land, affecting the poorer population, which is the reason for social inequity today. Whatever happens to people and the environment have reciprocal effects on business. Business needs people to buy its goods and services, and we need the environment for our raw materials and for physical protection. And since 2009, FPH has observed the acceleration of climate events, the worst being Yolanda in 2013, that brought communities on their knees and the popes to our shore. And every El Nino, we saw tropical forests being burned. I will now discuss the FPH mission. Our mission was informed by our corporate values since 1928. By 2011, these values were translated into a Magna Carta signed by the living members of the Lopez family, the owner, and the senior executives. And then the board issued a corporate sustainability policy. The corporate sustainability policy issued in 2018 states that we are committed to improve people's lives and future. We highlighted the need to transform the country through positive and innovative ways. We also resolved to contribute to a low-carbon world, and that all of this will be made possible through our corporate values. We were progressing well on our sustainability journey when we observed that climate change was accelerating and the effects were more severe. Therefore, our response must be commensurate to the magnitude of the disruptions. In 2019, we decided to pivot and make a turn to regeneration, and we embedded people and planet concerns into our new mission, which reads, Forging Collaborative Pathways for a Decarbonized and Regenerative Future. In defining regeneration, we were guided by the prescriptions of the experts like Carol Sanford, Rebecca Henderson, and David Wall. First, we selected our stakeholders. Following Carol Sanford, we selected 5 stakeholders. They are our customers, our co-creators, the earth, the communities, and the investors. All the benefits that we will get from elevating the first 4 stakeholders leads to a strong business that accrue to the investors. In regeneration, our goal is to make the systems where we are located or where we are nested in, like planet and society, to be healthy and resilient against disruptions so that we can work in a stable business environment. We note that improving one part of the system contributes to the bigger systems. And what we do have ripple effects to various levels of the system, from what we do to our employees, and then it affects their families, the community where they are, our country, our region, and beyond. In regeneration, we have two responsibilities. First, we need to renew or heal the systems where we are nested in, like planet and society. When they are restored, we need to nurture them so that they can continue to renew themselves indefinitely. Once it happens, they continue to deliver the services for man. What are our guardrails to make sure that we stay the course? The policies and guidelines that we embrace, and they belong to 5 categories. First, inside the company, we have our corporate values and our environmental and social safeguard policies, from corporate sustainability to human rights, gender equality and diversity, cultural heritage and indigenous people, sustainable security, and CSR. Second, we have government regulations of our national agencies with special attention to the prescription of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Third, we also interview our investors and stakeholders to know what are material to them. Fourth are the performance standards of our investors and lenders. And lastly, we follow the international standards and frameworks of the following institutions like GRI, SASB, TCFD, and Business and Human Rights. And for our reporting, we follow the integrated reporting framework of the Value Reporting Foundation. Policies are cascaded to all employees and executives so that they can understand and comply with them. Attendance to these policy sessions is mandatory. Having understood the mission and the policies, our employees will need skills in order to implement the mission. We know that regeneration is a mindset and that we must embed it in every employee. It is important because the employee is the unit of change. If we want to transform the company, we need to start with them. That is why from the start of the journey, we have capacity building sessions then and now. We started our embedding activities way back in 2017, where we had lessons and tests, and we have fun activities to mobilize them to action. In particular, we had programs like No Impact Week, Zero Hero, and Step Up. And we measured the voluntary actions of the employees at the end of the season. We measured their savings from their voluntary actions, around more than 100,000 actions, in terms of what they save in emissions, energy, water, fuel, and whatever waste they avoided, totaling a savings of around 58 million pesos. Outside the office, we engage our communities through our Climate Change Center and our CSR group. We had climate dialogues to humanize climate change. We also had ideathon to innovate for the climate with the students in our communities. Next, what is our ESG strategy to enable us to implement our mission? This slide shows how we are going to translate our mission of decarbonization and regeneration into discrete processes. First, we protect whatever is left of the natural systems in our work areas. Then we look into the damaged systems. Either we leave forests or oceans to recover, we let them rest, or we accelerate their repair so that they can recover. Third, we have programs for people and the environment because we want to invest in our future. And then we monitor and measure them. And once these systems are restored, they are again protected together with the natural systems. And these are the actions we are taking. For the environment, we maintain and restore nature's integrity. Our products and services have low impact and low carbon. They are non-toxic. And then we minimize material use. For the people, we try to understand the local culture. We respect the rights of our employees and our communities. We ensure their well-being and we promote their participation throughout the life of the project. Here are our actions on the ground. On protection, we protect the forests in our geothermal sites with the help of government and our communities. In the process, we've been able to maintain 126,429 hectares of natural tropical forests, which absorb 1.6 million tons of carbon dioxide every year. In our project sites near marine areas, we are patrolling 1,554 hectares of the Verde Island Passage, including the mangrove areas. The second task is to restore damaged areas. Under EDC's Binhi program, EDC has planted 9,570 hectares with 6.5 million trees with the help of 195 organization partners. They have rescued 96 of the hardest and the rarest native trees, and these reforestation plots absorb another 100,000 tons of carbon dioxide a year. And here are examples of areas we have restored. This is the slash and burn area in Leyte then, and this is the plantation now. This was Mount Apo then. On the slopes you find grasslands. And this is Mount Apo now, where you have indigenous trees planted. And inside those trees, you can find a full forest, which nurtures wildlife. By protecting and restoring our areas, we've been able to transform our sites. This is the transformation in our forest sites. Slash and burn farmers became green warriors and are now protecting the forest. In addition, they have become entrepreneurs. This is their coffee restaurant below the mountain in Negros Oriental. In our marine sites, we've been able to convert fish ponds into mangroves, and we've been able to avoid destructive muroami fishing, which destroys corals, and the fishermen are now into mangrove reforestation and mud crab farming. Through our holistic approach to ESG, we've been able to maintain the pristine areas where we work, from the highest mountain in the Philippines in Mount Apo to the sea in Verde Island Passage, which is the center of biodiversity in the world. All of our activities of protection, restoration, and transformation contribute to the global goals. In our forest areas, we contribute to SDG 8, where we promote decent work. These livelihoods give families food on their table, which is SDG 2. We protect the forest, which is SDG 15. And these forest activities contribute to SDG 13, or climate action. In the marine environment, we also provide livelihood under SDG 8, food under SDG 2, but also protect marine areas under SDG 14 that also contribute to SDG 13, or climate action. Lastly, ESG enables us to create values for our various stakeholders. For the company, we gain business continuity and stable growth by being able to avoid natural, social, and regulatory risks. For our co-creators, we provide them stable livelihood and hope to also fulfill some of their personal interests in sustainability. For our customers, continued delivery of products and services. For the earth, renewal of functions that are critical to business. For the community, ESG provides healthful environment and economic prosperity. For the investor, stable investment and addressing their ESG goals. And for the government, economic recovery in the green and blue environment. In summary, we need to protect the planet to enable the business and to positively impact lives. The institutionalization of robust ESG policies, the embedding of these policies in our employees, the development of their ESG skills to implement the mission, and the cooperation of our partners help us complete the integration of ESG to our mission and operation. Thank you for your attention.
There you go. That was a comprehensive and excellent work given by Ms. Agnes De Jesus. Ano? So, Sir Joe,